Hey guys, what's going on? It's your Saturday guy Cole, and today's topic is overcoming negative stigma. Okay. Now before we start, I just want to really quick shout out Drew for sending me this t-shirt. I got the juice. I will be shouting it out on my personal Instagram page as of Monday. If you've watched my previous video, you will know why. If not, then stay tuned for Monday. So yeah, this is pretty cool t-shirts. They all go towards this top surgery fund. Please donate and please buy a t-shirt. You know, it means a lot to him, and you know, just support the movement, man. So yeah, enjoy. But yeah, so moving on to the topic itself. Now, first of all, I'm thinking, so let's break it down. Talk about negativity first of all. So negativity towards the trans community, of course, you know, there's a lot of it, even within the LGBT community, which is unfortunate because since coming out, I have found that you do feel sort of a little alienated, I guess. Like going into gay clubs, for example, if a girl comes up to me or I go up to a girl and she says, oh, like, you know, are you gay, are you straight, whatnot, you know, she's assuming that I'm a lesbian because she hasn't looked at my chest yet, for example. And I'm like, oh no, I'm straight. She's like, well, what are you doing here? It's like, well, it's an LGBT club, you know, why can't I be here? Now, yeah, and there's a lot of, I don't know, it's just like, because you're now, you know, I'm just talking about trans men who, you know, define as heterosexual. There is a lot of sort of just like alienation because people are like, well, you're now with the straight people, so you're not included with us anymore. But it's LGBT, so why the hell not, right? So that obviously there's more negativity when it comes to people that are ignorant. They don't know any better. They don't know, you know, they don't know how a trans person feels. They feel like they choose to be transgender. And then there's negativity where, for example, if somebody doesn't know you and, you know, say you're in a group of friends, somebody's like, oh, that's a trans one. You know, that's your definition. That's got nothing. It's like people will define you as trans. They won't define you by anything else. They don't want to know about you in any other way. And even if they did get to know you, you're still the trans one. You see what I mean? And it's like, yes, I'm proud to be transgender, and I'm proud that this is who I am, and that I've made this decision to change my life and transition. But my transition doesn't define me. And at the end of the day, you know, people need to look past it and not see you as, because usually the trans one is seen as a negative. It's not because you're different, because you're not quite normal, you're not quite the same as everyone else. Their words, not mine. I'm just, you know. But yeah, that's just what I sort of see. Like in my life personally, I haven't experienced too much negativity, which I'm really, really grateful for. Now, of course, there has been, you know, little blips here and there, but it's not to the extent where, you know, I get verbally abused. I really can't talk today. Apologies. Verbally abused by, you know, people, or physically abused for that matter. You know, there's many different ways of abuse, but yeah, that's what I see as negativity towards the trans community, I guess. It's a matter of just people not understanding us and not taking the time to get to know us and realise that we actually are just people too. We're just normal people, same as you. We just happen to be transitioning. That's the only difference between the two of us. So yeah, so then we move on to the stigma. Now, I was thinking about this. When it comes to, because I bulk watched How I Met Your Mother, the TV show, quite a while ago now, probably like 3, 4, 5 months ago. And before I'd come out, I used to watch it a lot, and I never really clocked any of the sort of trans jokes. But then, since I've come out, watching the series, there are a hell of a lot of trans jokes in there, and it's always the stereotypical, oh, it's a man kind of joke, and it's really tiring to hear it, because, you know, it did put me off the show, of course, because, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's, I don't know, it's just really, yeah, it's just really tiring, and I see it's quite childish that they feel the need to put, you know, that stereotypical, really close-minded joke in, you know, every 2 episodes, I'd say. It was like very, very, very frequent. So the stigma that, you know, along with that, the trans toilet bill in America, and they're trying to say that trans people are perverted and all the rest of it, or that we're confused and whatnot. I mean, I don't think the toilet bill said that we're confused, but I've heard people say that anyway. And it's just, at the end of the day, once again, we're human, we're normal, we just happen to be transitioning. Doesn't mean that we're perverted, doesn't mean that we're confused, doesn't mean that we're a man or a woman or whatever. You know, the trans umbrella is, you know, it's a wide umbrella, so people can define as non-binary as well. Now, obviously, me myself, I define as a trans man, but my point is that just the childish jokes and the assuming that we're confused and that we hate ourselves and all the rest of it, it's not necessary, and it's inaccurate, and it's really tiring, really tiring. So yeah, so that's probably how I define the two of them. Now, when it comes to overcoming that, I'd say just take the time out to be comfortable with yourself and to understand yourself and to be fully, like, to a level of comfort with yourself where you couldn't care less what anybody thinks. Anybody. Literally, just like, you know, anybody could say anything to you and you're like, cool, heard that one before, or don't care either way because your opinion means nothing to me. You know, who are you in my life? Like, what role do you have in my life that is important, that will serve me? There is no role. You know, a lot of people that tend to have negative, you know, things to say about you usually don't mean a lot. And, you know, on the other hand, when it comes to family and friends that are saying negative things to you, you just have to learn to rise above it. You know, you just have to learn once again to become comfortable enough with yourself and just get more sort of thick-skinned. And I know that it's quite, you know, a harsh way of thinking about things, because why should you have to become thick-skinned to have to deal with other people's, you know, taunts and whatever they're saying to you? But, you know, we were put on this earth to be transitioning, so we were also put on this earth to be strong and to work through what people have to say to us. And so, yeah, I'd say that's probably the best way to overcome any sort of negativity. And with the stigma, I'd say overcoming the stigma would be mainly educating people and hoping that they're ready to sit down and actually learn about us and about how we feel. I think it's also a level of understanding, you know, and patience, because there is a lot of ignorance out there, and you do need to sort of sit someone down and just be patient with their ignorance. And, you know, if they say a, you know, transphobic slur, just try not to react to it, because I know it's very difficult not to, because you're there thinking, oh god, like, you know, where do I start with you, because you clearly have no idea about my world. But I guess it's just a case of sitting down and just, if they do say a transphobic slur, just say, actually, it's this. And just taking them step by step through it, if, once again, as I say, they are actually ready to learn and keen to learn. And hopefully, you know, if they are, then that's great. Obviously spreading awareness, that also helps with stigma, because the more of us that are out there that are clearly normal people, the less stigma can be attached to us, you know. So that's probably the best way that I myself would overcome negativity and stigma. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's topic. Stay tuned next week for next week's topic. Make sure you check out all of the guys, comment, like and subscribe as well, and have a lovely day. Alright, peace.